Today, you will hear the life of 7 Franciscan missionaries of Mary, put to death for their faith in Christ, with several bishops, priests, seminarians, and lay people in China. These are the martyrs, that is to say, witnesses who have given their life in fidelity to Jesus and the gospel. Today, as yesterday, the seed which nourished and united martyrs of old with those of the present time is the same. The life of Jesus, witness of God's love and his message of community without barriers, a community built on justice and mercy, a community which builds peace. In 1898, Monsignor Francisco Fogola, Bishop of Shanxi, China, came to Rome. He wanted to have a community of missionary religious in his far-off mission in that immense country of Asia, where a small nucleus of Christians was growing. The presence of women was missing to give the image and express the mystery of God's love, revealed in and through Jesus, as yet unknown to this already numerous people. He met Mary of the Passion, superior general, and founders of the new congregation, which was specifically missionary. That is to say, its reason for being was to bring the good news of salvation to the most difficult and faraway countries. The missionary bishop made known his needs to organize a small hospital for the sick, who were so numerous, to make the orphanage, which already counted a few hundred children, a more educative place, to work for the promotion of women. To work for the promotion of women by teaching them all that related to housekeeping, hygiene, food, opening them to the dignity of work, and awakening them to the faith, to prayer, to singing, so many concrete, urgent, important things. First, the sisters had to learn Chinese to be able to communicate and thus be in unison with the life of the people. This would not be easy. The road to Shanxi was long, dangerous, and adventurous. Mary of the Passion listened. She felt that God wanted her sisters to be sent there, so after long reflection, her response was positive to the challenge. She searched among her sisters and proposed the new mission to several of them. Little by little, the image of the group was formed with sisters of different nationalities, as is the case whenever possible in the Institute of the Franciscan Missionaries of Mary. And you can see here among the sisters that still holds today. These were 7 sisters arriving in Shanxi. Sister Marie of Jesus, French, 33 years old, and the superior of the community. Sister Marie de la Paix, Italian, 24 years old, and the youngest of the group. Sister Maria Chiara, Italian, 27 years old. Sister Marie de Saint Anthony, French, 35 years old. Sister Marie de Saint Just, French, 33 years old. Sister Marie Adolphine, Dutch, 33 years old. Sister Marie Amandine, Belgian, 27 years old. Adjusting to this new reality was not easy, with the biggest barrier being learning Chinese. However, the sisters were valiant in their efforts and won over the hearts of the people they came to serve. Language, food, climate, struggles faced every day, but as true missionaries, they carried on with love and a help of the people. They worked for and with those to whom they were sent, carrying out the work asked of them by Bishop Fagoma. They cared for the sick, the orphans, and the poor. As their work continued, the Boxer Rebellion, begun in 1899, grew stronger in 1900. It was a violent, anti-foreign, anti-Christian uprising in northern China where our sisters were missionaries. Driven by economic hardship, the resentment of Western imperialism, a secret society known as the Society of Righteous and Harmonious Fists sought to drive the foreigners out. The movement, whose members were dubbed Boxers by the Westerners for their martial arts practices, began with attacks on Christian missionaries and Chinese converts. The attacks on Christians increased, and on July 9, 1900, 26 individuals, including bishops, priests, Franciscan missionaries of Mary, and Chinese lay people, were hacked to death in Taiwan, Shaanxi province for their religion and Western ties. The victims included Bishop Gregory Grassi and Bishop Francis Fagoma, 3 Franciscan priests, friars minor, and our 7 sisters, marking the first martyrs of our congregation. Chinese Catholics included 11 Chinese seminarians in a layman, including secular Franciscans, as well as 3 lay staff members of the mission. So, now, who were our 7 martyrs? What were their names? I read them to you. Sister Marie Hermine, Sister Marie de la Paix, Sister Maria Chiara, Sister Marie de St. Nathalie, Sister Marie de St. Just, Sister Marie Adolphe, and Sister Marie Amelie. They were 7 women like ourselves, coming from different countries sent to China for the service of their brothers and sisters, whom on July 9, 1900, they gave their lives for the gospel. 7 religious, animated with the desire to serve God, the church, the mission, with their gifts, their limitations, their temperament, their history. 7 Franciscan missionaries of Mary, having one common characteristic, the earnest desire to open their lives to the Spirit and correspond to God's call to the end. They were beatified on November 24, 1946 in Rome by Pope Pius XII, and they were canonized on October 1st, 2000 by Pope John Paul II. I would like to close with just a short meditation. The martyrs invite us to silence, to strain the ears of our heart, to listen to their voice. Perhaps they tell us that life is beyond and above this life, a simple truth which has great power to transform this life. These are values for which one should be ready to give one's life, because they are what makes life worth living. To give one's life is to love unconditionally, to love friend and foe, victim and torturer. Because to love is to believe in the person, to believe that in each man, each woman, there is the image of God. The task of Christ, his passage through death in order to give birth to life, the only paradigm to live a true life. It is the only logic to proclaim the good news and to save the world. Open your eyes and ears to see and hear the passion of today.